silence spoke, not in words, not in screams. It stretched across the street like a damp funeral shroud, covering every window, every wall, every soul still pretending to live here. That silence, it wasn't the absence of sound. It was a sound in itself, thick, muffled, throbbing. A kind of grief that doesn't cry. It just lingers, like a presence that watches without blinking. My street died. Not the person, not the body, but the thread that held us together. What made us neighbors, complicit in a trembling, lukewarm routine that was severed, like a fuse burned out deep inside the flesh. Since then, everything seems to crumble in slow motion, and no one talks, no one asks, no one wants to be the first to shatter this silence with a question that might uncover more than we're ready to face. You feel it too, don't you? That sense that places remember, that the walls absorb what happens between them. And if you listen closely, you can hear the echoes. Poe once wrote that guilt is like a heart beating beneath the floorboards. But here, there's no pulse, just a vacuum, a constant hum, as if someone's been holding their breath for days and still hasn't exhaled. The silence didn't come from fear, not of the killer. It wasn't him who silenced us. It was the truth, the cold realization that what happened could have come from any one of us, that the blood dried in the gutter revealed something we all shared, even if we never admitted it. A hidden urge for collapse, a quiet craving for rupture. That murder wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a ritual, a collective fracture that still bleeds through locked gates and drawn curtains. Now I see the street as a body, one that suffered trauma and froze. Every house is a damaged cell, swollen with the suppressed memory. Routine has become a ghost. The voices are gone, the clothesline stopped. Laughter was buried along with the body they carried out that night, under a beige sheet stained by one red drop on the sidewalk. And when I think of all this, the muffled world, the presence of absence, I can't help but ask, if silence still speaks to us, is it because no one ever truly dared to listen? I listen. Do you? The murder didn't just take a life. It unplugged the soul of the street. The shock wasn't loud. It was inward. Like every one of us swallowed an explosion. The body was buried, the blood scrubbed off, the scene cleaned, but something in the air, stuck, a heaviness you feel in your teeth, the kind that makes you forget why you walked into a room. People stopped making eye contact. Smiles became thin, like a mask stretched too far. And if you listen close, not with your ears, but with that place in your chest that tightens when something's wrong, you can still feel it happening. Every day, watch your step. The sidewalk no longer echoes. Sounds used to bounce here. Footsteps, birds, the clink of tools. But now, the street swallows noise, like a room with too many curtains, like a dream you can't wake from. The echo's gone, and if sound is identity, then what are we now? The neighborhood has developed selective amnesia, and that's far scarier than the crime itself. People don't talk about it, not because they forgot, but because remembering costs too much, and forgetting became tradition. It's a defense, a shield the brain throws up to avoid confrontation. But when everyone forgets together, reality becomes warped. What happened starts to feel like a rumor, a bad story with no ending. But your body still remembers. The tightening in your throat, the twitch in your fingers, the cold sweat when you hear a noise too close to the back door. The killer's mother's face was too familiar to be foreign. And that's the true horror. He smiled. He waved. He took out the trash like the rest of us. We saw him every day. And one day, he snapped. Or maybe he didn't. Maybe he was always like that. Maybe we all are. Just waiting for the mask to slip. That kind of evil doesn't crawl in from the outside. It grows from within, watered by silence, nurtured by denial. No one hangs laundry anymore. The line is still there, sagging in the breeze like a bone without flesh. But the clothes are gone. No colors, no movement, just empty rope. It was too intimate, too human. Hanging your clothes is admitting you exist, that you live here, that you still believe in normalcy, and none of us do anymore. The child hasn't spoken since that day. She didn't cry, didn't ask questions, just stopped talking. Everyone says kids bounce back, but deep down, we all know she saw something, not with her eyes, with something deeper, and it broke the language inside her. Do you know what unspoken trauma feels like? It's insomnia, startled awakenings, the sensation that something just moved behind you. It's forgetting your own voice when the phone rings. It's checking the lock again and again, and still not feeling safe. The old man down the street hears the victim's voice every evening. Same time, same phrase. I'm still here. No one believes him, but no one mocks him either, because we all feel it too, just not as loud. The police gave up after a week. They said there was no evidence, no suspect, no pattern, but we all know what really happened. They were afraid, not of being hurt, but of understanding. Some truths are too corrosive to carry home, so they stopped asking. They ran from the silence. We are all part of the conspiracy now, not a planned one, not with secrets or codes, just a collective pact to never name the truth, to keep it caged behind polite nods and locked doors. Because if one person opens their mouth, the whole street might scream. The mind finds ways to speak, even when the mouth won't. Look at the garden. It bloomed days after the murder. Flowers, thick and loud in color. It didn't make sense. Nothing had grown there in years. Some say it was healing. Others say it was rot, disguised. You want peace? Name what haunts you. Not to fight it, not to destroy it, just to hold it. Feel its weight. Give it shape. That's what the mind craves when it's broken. Not a solution. Just witness. Time stopped moving right after the murder. You feel it too. That loop. That eerie sense that this day has already happened. Again and again. The clocks lie. The sky lies. Only the silence tells the truth. And the truth is this. We are not better. We are not healed. We are not safe. We are survivors of something we can't name. And in our silence, it still survives too. The street is quiet, not because it recovered, but because it surrendered. And if you're still listening, you already know that some echoes never fade.